This council, by no means, is my overseer, and I am not your Negro, and knowing
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
knowing where I am.
Thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, the time's up.
Absolutely.
Take responsibility, be a leader, be a man, and carry forward. And the only way to do that is for you to resign. You know it, but your ego won't let you.
And as someone who voted for both you and a strong mayor, I'm here today to emphatically ask you to step down. You've become the story, and therefore it is impossible to effectively govern when the story of the day, every day, is some fresh scandal originating from your office. We deserve and voted for a system of effective governance, not our current reality where your scandals play out like bad community theater. Your tenure has been marred by ongoing controversies, including the most recent and extraordinarily disturbing allegations against your wife, who no one voted for, but whose conduct has negatively reflected on and deeply impacted the people that you claim to serve. Your issues have also led to the resignation of key city officials and have crippled critical city function. In effect, your controversies have blocked you from doing your literal job, overseeing and managing an effective government and functioning government in Cleveland Heights. If you have to film yourself performatively working, you have lost the plot and you need to resign. The entire focus, yours and the council's, right now is on internal disputes, which has stopped progress on pressing matters like critical infrastructure we use every day. For the well-being of our community, it is imperative that you exit the clown car and step down, because this tent and this town is done with your circus.
Okay? Quit the deception. What else is going on behind our backs that we don't know about?
Mr. President, if you would please just allow me just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Sure, thank you. So I just wanted to clarify for everybody watching that when the shipping container conversation was happening during the ARPA conversation, it was actually me that requested that the shipping container piece of that be removed from consideration so that we could do something else with those dollars. And in the conversation about the turf field at Denison, this was discussed that we would need some storage capacity.
Mr. President, I just want to make it clear that this conversation was completely on the record. I can't have this community thinking that I lied to them when at the last meeting I stood here flat-footed and said yes to those shipping containers. So let's just make sure that we're making statements that are honest.
And if you want to point to the meeting.
But I cannot allow the community to think that I sat here and lied to them when I just stood here on camera at the last meeting and stated that and stated at every meeting prior. There was never a time where I lied to this community about those shipping containers. That is wrong, and it's going to continue to fuel the fire and the flames of the politics that's happening in this community. That is not fair and it's not right. That never happened, and we've got to stop accusing people of that.
Hold on. No, we're not going to do that.
It's not right. Thank you.
Lou Radovojevich.
We are not here to take our Conestoga wagons over this bumpy road. I can't get my car to go over those potholes without damaging my axle. Do what you're supposed to do, Mayor. You're the person that's supposed to find out what to do, and you're not doing it. Thank you.
So how did we get here? 3 News Investigates digs deeper into the scandal surrounding the mayor, who is the first elected mayor in 100 years.
Cleveland Heights voters made history today.
November 2019, celebrations over a seismic change in Cleveland Heights. By a decisive 64% margin, voters approved Issue 26 to overhaul their system of government.
I want to be able to choose who represents the city.
For 100 years, Cleveland Heights had a council-manager form of government in which the city council hires a city manager to run the day-to-day duties of City Hall. Voters ushered in a strong mayor form of government, a position with direct accountability and authority.
I, Khalil Sarin,
In 2022, during the COVID pandemic, former Councilman Khalil Sarin was sworn in as the city's first mayor. But internal trouble began brewing, with City Hall employees complaining about Sarin's wife, Natalie McDaniel, creating a, quote, fearful environment with profane outbursts.
I too witnessed the mayor's wife mouthing very demonstratively, right there, right where I'm pointing, effing liar, effing liar. I mean, real big motion. You could not mistake it.
Last December, a McDaniel outburst documented by officers who reported hearing her cursing loudly inside City Hall with employees and visitors nearby. And even though McDaniel is not a city employee, according to council members, it appears the mayor's wife has key card access to sensitive parts of City Hall, as seen here, when she unlocks the door to the administrative offices, and in this photo, holding a badge that appears to belong to the mayor.
We're talking about the sharing of key cards with the mayor.
It's led council members to propose new rules for key card access and protections against workplace retaliation after an employee filed a federal complaint accusing the mayor's wife of anti-Semitic comments and creating a hostile work environment, which the mayor has denied.
that the claims made in this EEOC complaint are false.
We confronted the mayor about his wife's alleged behavior.
Does she do any yelling and shouting and yelling of expletives, dropping F-bombs?
This is the sort of thing that I'm talking about. So instead of waiting for an investigation to take place.
But why do we need an investigation? I mean, it's your wife. Have you addressed this with your wife?
Okay, thank you.
Then earlier this month, Sarin spat with a neighbor over the unsightly condition of Sarin's home went public when police were called. We went to see the mayor's home ourselves and saw the same chipped paint and yard conditions that led to a housing code violation in November 2023. Ordering Sarin to scrape and paint his house, plus resurface the driveway. It ordered immediate compliance. But after a year and a half, it still looks like this. The mayor, who oversees the housing department, has gotten an extension until August 2025.
It didn't feel like I, should answer a question that seemed disingenuous as that. And so I did not answer you as to whether or not I was okay, but I just want to say this council by no means is my overseer, and I am not your Negro, and knowing
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Knowing where I am.
Thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, the time's up.
Absolutely not acceptable.
No. You know what? I don't want people yelling out. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm sorry you took it that way, but that's certainly not the way it was intended. Let's go to...
The residents have lost faith in their government and their mayor. They have, the employees, I believe, the mayor has lost their respect. How can we go forward for the next 7 months? We can't. And it's up to the mayor, if he loves this city, to decide if he truly loves this city, what he needs to do. We're not talking about something that happened in the 60s or the 70s. We're talking about the here and now. And when you open this meeting with your remarks that you're not your Negro, that's the race card that you're playing instead of accepting responsibility for where we are. This council didn't put us here in this moment. You put us in this moment.
The idea that you
no, we're not doing
Monday,
that. Excuse me, we're not doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is adjourned.
You hold a meeting. You hold a meeting.
I'm just asking you. Tell me about Prager University.
What about it?
What do you think about it?
What about it?
Tell me what you
That has nothing to do with this.
Well,
Again, you try to deflect.
What's your opinion?
You try to obfuscate. You need to take responsibility if you need to resign.
I want to understand your perspective a little bit.
You want to do this now? You want to do this here? Why are you bringing up Prager University? What does that have to do with anything here?
Just asking your opinion.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. The fact that you came in here today and you gave this statement, whatever this was, and that asinine 15-minute video is ridiculous. You need to take responsibility, be a leader, be a man, and carry forward. And the only way to do that is for you to resign. You know it, but your ego won't let you. That's the sad part. A real leader stands up, and a real leader knows when he's wrong and steps down. But you won't do that. Everybody here, the residents here, have called for your resignation. And even council here, short of doing so, has done so. And you refuse.
Mr. Mayor,
and then you go and you usurp the city's YouTube page to show everybody where you are today, and you haven't been here since Monday. You ought to be ashamed.
How do you feel about today's meeting?
Well,
Rex, get that
I think that it is an unfortunate additional exercise in what has been taking place for the entire term as the first mayor here in Cleveland Heights. There's a sense among a majority of this council that they are the supervisors of the administration and of me. And it's been that way since the outset. It is regrettable. It's caused a great deal of problem throughout the city. And I think the most upsetting part about this is that those people who sit at that dais believe that they speak for the employees of this city. And every time you ask them for specifics, they can't give you any, or they don't want to. And it's telling. Now, as I've said before, and I'll say again, for every organization, public, private, we have an obligation to investigate any complaint that takes place. We have an obligation to take it through a formal process so that we can end the process with a result that has validity, instead of what's taken place here in the creation of a circus. Not calling you guys the clowns or anything like that.
The city mayor.
Resign.
Who is running the city, Mayor?
Everybody's found you out, Khalil. Everybody's found
Why are
you
you
out.
giving him an audience? He doesn't.
The media knows what he's doing. They figured him out. Everybody's figured you out, Khalil. Everybody. They figured out who you are. This isn't about being a mayor.
I listen to public radio every day, so I sort of like fan.
I think I've said a lot. No, our entire city and our entire staff, everybody, all the residents, whether they voted for him or not, we all deserve better. The staff members who are crying in offices, who are planning their exits right now, who are having to deal with this, everyone deserves better. Everybody is basically held captive by him right now. The city can't move on until he's gone. I'm appalled right now. I'm appalled. I don't even think it's about race. I mean, I personally don't believe there are black council members. This is the narrative he wants to create. Nobody should have to say this isn't about race.
City Council chambers packed Friday afternoon for a special City Council meeting. The items on the agenda: the mayor's whereabouts, his ability to perform his duties, and the welfare of the community. This all comes after a protest Monday night accused the mayor and his wife of making anti-Semitic comments. Then on Wednesday night, after days of silence, the mayor finally released a 15-minute long video on social media. Council President Tony Kuda said that was the first time anyone from the city had even heard from the mayor that week. Kuda said he texted Mayor Sarin, but never received a response. He even had the police do a welfare check at the mayor's home. This led the council president to start the meeting on Friday by talking about the mayor's whereabouts and what council should do if the mayor is not available.
After the mayor failed to address the community on Tuesday, and that was something the mayor said he was going to do Monday evening, and after texting him on Wednesday and getting no response, there was some concern about the mayor's well-being.
I just want to say, this council, by no means, is my overseer, and I am not your Negro, and knowing where I am and putting me on a leash is absolutely.
And the meeting ended without council being able to get through that full agenda that they had planned for today. But coming up at 4.